Shawn Porter came out and confirmed everything Akhi been preaching from day one. He came out and stated, and I quote, "If Errol Spence is the boogeyman at 147, I must be the Candyman, because these guys are afraid to even say my name. At Manny Pacquiao, at Danny Garcia, at Keith Thurman, at Floyd Money Mayweather, at Conor McGregor, hashtag it's showtime, hashtag the Porter way, hashtag or at PBC on Fox." End of the quote. Now, he obviously tweeted that recently. However, I don't see Terrence Crawford's name anywhere on that list. However, people are so quick to say Crawford is avoiding Porter just because they don't have nothing bad to say about Crawford, just because Crawford wants all the smoke and never dodged or ducked any opponent. They want to make Crawford seem like he's avoiding one fighter so bad, but they just can't find anybody to confirm that. So people need to stop reaching and give props where props are due. The Akhi way. I told y'all on Split Decision, when Shawn Porter came out saying I have a short list of Errol Spence and Pacquiao, and the elephant in the room is Crawford, because that's been on the talks in the media for the past couple months, and he didn't mention Crawford, then that confirms everything that I've been preaching. And if that don't, then this tweet definitely do. Because like I said, you can't blame Crawford or Porter for ducking each other when both of them are not interested in fighting each other because they close friends. So that being said, this confirms and cosigns everything I've been preaching and reporting for the past month or two. And like I told y'all on Split Decision last episode, episode 19, check it out if you haven't. It's a boxing debate / talk show for the ones that don't know. So join us every Sunday live. It's exclusively on Akhi TV. I told y'all last episode that the narrative of Crawford avoiding Porter is thrown out of the window. So that being said, you can't be avoiding a fighter that's not interested in fighting you either. So people are reaching and trying to criticize Crawford so bad, but with no success, because facts remains, and the fact is Crawford is willing to fight anybody and everybody, and he wants to fight the winner of the Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter fight, not the loser. So if he didn't want to fight Errol Spence, then I can understand if people are saying, oh, he avoiding Porter or Errol Spence. But when he wants to fight the winner, and told y'all even before the fight, Shawn Porter my friend, but I want Errol Spence to win because I want to fight Errol Spence. If Porter wins, I don't want to fight him. So what makes you think he wants to fight Porter coming off a loss? And I told y'all on Split Decision that the WBO has a rule. If you're coming off a loss, you can't fight for that strap. They only broke that rule for the hopeless fighter Lomachenko when he lost to Salido, then fought Gary Russell back-to-back when he was a feather at the time because he haven't proved anything in the pros. But that's just benefits you get if you're on the hope list. But Shawn Porter wouldn't get those benefits. That being said, let's talk about this tweet though, because I just want to get that out the way, because my last video that I dropped on Split Decision, man, people was just bashing me, talking about I'm being biased when I'm just emotionless and just bringing facts to the table, nothing else, nothing more. And of course, they want to bring their opinion that's emotionally attached. So like I said, Shawn Porter basically confirmed everything that I've been preaching and made me look like a prophet. However, let's dive in to the real business at hand at what Shawn Porter had to say. How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my Akhis, Akhis, whatever you want to call it. If you want to be part of the family, go ahead and subscribe below. If you're trying to get smarter by the minute, if you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't, and listen to these casual fans / old media or decafs. And if you're a casual fan and wants to become a hardcore boxing fan, all you have to do is tune in every Sunday to the Akhi University, where we hosting Split Decision. And hopefully one day you will graduate. All you have to do is click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post or go live on Split Decision. Now, that being said, let's get to what Shawn Porter had to say. So Shawn Porter basically called out all these fighters that not interested in fighting him because obviously he has a difficult style. So just to get this out the way first, Shawn Porter is obviously one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport because it's hard to prepare for him. He has a style that works for him, which is, people like to say is ugly, this and that, but it's effective. So first of all, Shawn Porter has the best resume at welterweight. When I say the best resume, I mean he fought the names at 147. Doesn't mean he won, but he still fought them. For example, Ugas, Broner, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Kell Brook, and the list goes on and on and on. However, you can't really say that people are afraid of you when they already fought you. For example, Shawn Porter can't really claim Errol Spence is afraid of him when he already fought him and beat him. Shawn Porter can't say Keith Thurman is afraid of him when he already fought him and beat him. And the same goes for Danny Garcia, Ugas, and all of the above. Matter of fact, Ugas won a rematch. And a lot of people feel like Ugas really beat Shawn Porter. And just to put icing on the cake, of course, Shawn Porter had to mention the notorious Conor McGregor and just go clout chasing mode. No disrespect to Shawn Porter, but why is he calling out notorious? Why would even Conor McGregor mention him when Shawn Porter is coming off a loss? Conor McGregor is not a boxer, so why will he say your name or even have plans on fighting you? That don't make no sense to me. And even mentioning Floyd Money Mayweather, who's been retired for 5 years. And if we go back to the time when Floyd Mayweather was fighting and Errol Spence was on the come up, Errol Spence was offering Shawn Porter a title fight for his strap, the IBF belt. And Shawn Porter didn't fight Errol Spence till the money was right. Till Errol Spence was the money man and the cash cow of the division. And that's why Errol Spence is famously known of saying tables have turned, because he is the cash cow now and they want to fight him because he's the money man. However, they wasn't too interested in fighting him when he was on the come up and even had a strap, and they did it. Even Kenny Porter, I remember a time where DBN, shout out to Dante the GOAT of boxing analysts and expertise, he had a radio show, the best radio show at the time, hands down, and he had Kenny Porter and Shawn Porter as guests. Of course, they called out everybody, including Keith Thurman, I remember. They called out Floyd Money Mayweather, and the list goes on and on and on. Errol Spence wasn't very popular at the time. However, Kenny Porter said something that was very interesting to me at the time, where he stated, "We only gonna fight Keith Thurman if we have a guaranteed path to Floyd Mayweather after that win." And of course, you can't tell Mayweather what to do at the time. And his profile, and I'm talking about Shawn Porter, wasn't that high. He haven't fought Broner at the time. I don't believe he had fought Broner even. So to say, if we beat Keith Thurman, we want a Floyd Money Mayweather fight guaranteed, that's not realistic. So let's be realistic. So like I said, even Shawn Porter was strategically moving as well, because Keith Thurman was the boogeyman at the time, supposedly. So I say all of that to point out that, you can't be naming Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, because you done messed up the recipe. He was doing well, calling out Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, and Keith Thurman. At least you might be able to justify Manny Pacquiao because, of course, Manny Pacquiao is still active, and Manny Pacquiao stylistically doesn't look good against a Shawn Porter the way he fight. So, of course, Pacquiao is not interested in fighting Shawn Porter, especially coming off a loss. And just to be fair to Manny Pacquiao, at the time, Shawn Porter, he lost to Kell Brook. And if you're going to land a mega fight against Mayweather, for example, or Manny Pacquiao and hit the lotto, it's one thing to win in great fashion, but you have to win in order to get yourself in a position to land a mega fight. But when you lose to a Kell Brook, of course you out of the sweepstakes. If you lose to a Keith Thurman, of course Manny Pacquiao would rather fight a Keith Thurman who favor his style that beat you than fight you. So at the end of the day, the way you win and the way you look also have something to do with it. Now, if you too dominant like Errol Spence was against Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao was like, you know what? He too good right now. I got to see a little vulnerability. But if you lose, then you're automatically out of the sweepstakes, especially when you're a dangerous opponent like Shawn Porter that brings a style that's difficult to deal with. So regardless of all of that, Shawn Porter is definitely a player, a main player in the welterweight division. He a top 5, but he's not a top 3. And of course, it's obvious who are the top 3s: Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, and Crawford. Errol Spence is number 1, Crawford number 2, Pac-Man number 3. However, at the end of the day, Shawn Porter is still in the top 5 somewhere. Ugas, I believe he's on the list. Keith Thurman has to bounce back and get back on the list because he could easily be on the list. However, the Pacquiao loss and the fact that he been off and ain't no telling if his heart is still in the sport. Other than that, he also a main player. He's only 1 fight removed from hopping back to the top. However, like I said, I'm going to talk about that in a different video. I don't want to spend too much time on what Shawn Porter had to say on his top 3. I'm going to talk about that in a different video. But just to get back to the topic, obviously, Shawn Porter can't claim Errol Spence is avoiding him because he fought him. And Errol Spence wants to run it back. And even according to Shawn Porter, he don't want to fight Errol Spence till he's back to 100%. He wants to fight the best version of Errol Spence. That being said, if that's the case, he should feel the same about Keith Thurman. Maybe Danny Garcia will fight him because Shawn Porter has a win over him. So we'll see who Porter is fighting next. Obviously, Ugas is available. You have Ennis, who's looking for a big marquee name. And Shawn Porter, if he wants to welcome him to the top level, then be my guest. I mean, he is coming off a loss, right? So fight Ennis if Ennis is interested. Of course, Ennis called out the top names, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. However, at the moment, it's a win-win situation for him fighting Shawn Porter, coming off a loss or not, because it's still Shawn Porter. So if you could beat Shawn Porter, you can automatically fight for a title shot, right? So we'll see what Shawn Porter decides to do next. I'm going to talk about his statements about the top 3 fighters in the world at the welterweight division. Of course, he didn't include Errol Spence, which shocked me. So we definitely talking about it. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't listen to these casual fans, or decafs, I should say, because the casual fans will come here. It's my pleasure to have y'all here. If y'all want to become a hardcore boxing fan, all you have to do is attend the Akhi University every Sunday on Split Decision. We have real professors teaching at the Akhi University, Professor Nim. So, of course, join in, tune in, call in. And obviously, all you have to do is click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post on Split Decision. It's for free to attend the Akhi University. And last but not least, follow my man Lunatune for the funniest boxing memes. That's my broski. Go ahead and follow him on IG and keep it a G. Follow me too at Akhi TV. Go ahead and cop the Akhi merch or drip in the description box below as well while y'all at it. If y'all want to be dripped up like the Akhi be on Split Decision. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace, and we out.